Stéphane Dion is promoting a carbon tax scheme, a green shift plan, whatever you want to call it. Your Prime Minister, your boss, has said it's insane. It will screw the West. Do you think this is going to screw the West?
And how will it? I think he said all Canadians, to be fair.
How will and an environmental group, and it blames the Alberta oil sands for causing, the greater emissions and for getting rid of the coal-fired plants.
Well, we're the only G8 country, pledging to ban dirty coal-fired plants from being constructed in our country. Deal of support for our position around that G8 table. We won't be defending, we'll be promoting our plan. We've got a tough, aggressive plan to cut emissions by 20% by 2020. No other member of that G8 country has committed to that big of a reduction over the next 12 years. We can't.
Stéphane Dion is promoting a carbon tax scheme, a green shift plan, whatever you want to call it. Your Prime Minister, your boss, has said it's insane. It will screw the West. Do you think this is going to screw the West? And how will it?
I think he said all Canadians, to be fair.
How will?
And this isn't about collecting more money for government. It's about reducing harmful greenhouse gas emissions. The big fear that I have, Jane, in the Liberal plan is that, as usual with most new taxes, it really hurts the middle class.
It's revenue neutral. I mean, this money is going to go back. He's going to collect it, and then he's going to send it back in tax cuts.
Look at TD economist Don Drummond. Don't believe me. It's never going to be revenue neutral, is what he's saying. Canadians believe that this massive new tax grab will be revenue neutral. They're going to be very surprised. What this greenhouse gases
practically developed this plan.
Well, listen, I'll read you what he said. I had nothing to do with the construction of this Liberal plan. He said that right here on CTV on June the 19th.
Followed his model,
and look what he said. There are some clear advantages to the Conservative plan. It's quite tough on companies to find carbon reducing technologies. Where the Liberal proposal is weaker compared to the Conservative plan is that the latter is more directed at reducing carbon. And this is Jack Mintz, the person you just quoted.
Okay, what about Gordon Campbell? They, on July 1st, brought in their carbon tax. You were kind of supportive of it. You said, go ahead, go for it.
Well, it's not up for John Baird and the federal government to tell Gordon Campbell what he can do under his own jurisdiction. Well, that'd be a welcome addition.
You're going to see a whole Mike Harris new common sense revolution up here in Ottawa.
Well, these are different times.
Flaherty and Tony Clement and Guy Giorno.
These are different times, and this is a different prime minister with different priorities.
Your Prime Minister, your boss, has said it's insane. It will screw the West. Do you think this is going to screw the West? And how will it?
I think he said all Canadians, to be fair.
How will
the province in the years
ahead? Except, Premier, if the polls anyway show something like 59% of British Columbians, actually not too fond of this policy right now. And you could be paying the political price when the election is called.
Well, I think you can always decide to do nothing. And I think that is a political choice people have to make. We felt that it was important for us to act on behalf of our children and our grandchildren.
Premier, you no doubt have looked at Stéphane Dion's carbon tax, and now if the Liberals win, they will have a carbon tax upon a carbon tax in British Columbia.
Your Prime Minister, your boss, has said it's insane. It will screw the West. Do you think this is going to screw the West? And how will it?
I think he said all Canadians, to be fair.
How will?
Mr. DeYoung actually called me and said there would not be a double taxation, that he does not want to impose something that will not work on British Columbians. I think that's important. I can tell you that Prime Minister Harper has been very clear that he encourages us to pursue the goals that we want to pursue in British Columbia as long as we don't undermine the federal program.
We're talking about the northern premiers who have been very concerned about a carbon tax on diesel fuel, because that's basically how they heat their homes and run their industries up there.
Yeah.
Your Prime Minister, your boss, has said it's insane. It will screw the West. Do you think this is going to screw the West? And how will it?
I think he said all Canadians, to be fair.
How will?
I don't know what you expect them to turn to. Up there, what choice do they have but diesel fuel?
Well, what I certainly understand what the northern premiers are saying. My point is that we have to help them meet their needs by by providing additional options to diesel.
This carbon tax issue is very troubling for the North and remote communities. He wants to help, and I'm just wondering if you two have spoken and how he can help you.
With what Premier Campbell and his government are doing in the best interests, or what they believe to be in the best interests of British Columbians, we have our own plan here in Yukon. We have our climate change strategy. We have a climate change action plan, and it does not include a carbon tax. What it does include, however, is significant investments in alternative sources of energy.
Support a carbon tax, though, because it does seem for BC to be an answer. For the Liberal leader, Stéphane Dion, he believes it's an answer for the country. Your Prime Minister, your boss, has said it's insane. It will screw the West. Do you think this is going to screw the West? And how will it?
I think he said all Canadians, to be fair.
How will?
Well, we don't support a carbon tax for the very reason that Premier Campbell pointed out. It adds further cost burden to the daily lives and necessities of Northerners. Now, if a carbon tax's intended outcome is to change the habits of Canadians, I have to point out that heating our homes and having access to electricity in the north is not a habit, it's a necessity.
Your Prime Minister, your boss, has said it's insane. It will screw the West. Do you think this is going to screw the West? And how will it?
I think he said all Canadians, to be fair.
How Minister at the same time has said that this scheme would screw the West. Do you believe it would screw the North if it came into effect?
Well, frankly, one of the reasons, or the main reason we reject this plan is because of the increased burden of cost it will result in for Northerners, similar to the GST. It's an end-user pay type of tax regime, and for us in the North, that will affect virtually everything we require for our daily lives. We don't think the carbon tax strategy is the answer for the North, and we don't think it's the answer for Canada. We don't interfere in those issues, and we expect the same in return. We don't want interference in our issues. We want to work closely with our national government in strategic investments to develop the North and develop alternative sources of energy, and that's exactly what we're doing in today's Yukon.
Yeah.
Our position is that doesn't include a carbon tax.
Has said it's insane. It will screw the West.